If you're thinking of moving to Bellingham, Washington, and specifically you're looking at the South Hill neighborhood, and your budget is 700,000 to $1.3 million, the question is, what can you get for your money? Is it the location? Is it the view? Is it the home? Today, I'm going to break down tier by tier what changes as your budget moves and whether South Hill is worth the premium. My name's Tim Cornwell, and I have lived here all my life, been in real estate for over 15 years, and I'm looking forward to sharing my experience and knowledge with you. And when it comes to the South Hill neighborhood, when I'm talking to people, it's not a question of, is this nice? Is it desirable? Yes, it is. The question is, can my budget get me the version of South Hill that I want? So let's take a closer look. If you're wondering at any point what this looks like for your situation and you'd like to talk to me directly, feel free to reach out anytime. My contact information is below. I am talking to people every week about local market conditions and how it relates to you. As we talk about the $700,000 price range and who this is for and expectations you can have for what you can get at South Hill, this is for someone who is okay with an older home. We're at the lower end of the price spectrum on South Hill. And so if you are able to get a single family detached house, more than likely it's going to be that early 1900s home that may or may not have total updates or renovations done to it. If you're okay, and you're handy and you're willing to do some of the work yourself, or you're willing to hire someone to do that work but take it on as a project, then that would be a good fit for you. Also, if you're condo minded, if you're okay thinking about, hey, I'm okay with a smaller condo, this could be a good option for you here. The benefits are, even at that price range, you're going to get all the benefits of South Hill in terms of proximity to Bellingham, Boulevard Park, Fairhaven, the other parks in the neighborhood, all are great benefits. Now, parking is a premium here in South Hill, and again, in this price range, it's hard to find a condo or a single family home that'll have a garage or any kind of a parking situation. So more than likely, your car will be outside and you will have to walk up to your front door. So I want to talk about this $700,000 price range and the type of homes you can get for that amount of money and who it's best suited for. So if you're someone that is thinking about like downsizing and you don't need a big yard, you don't need a lot of square footage, this could be a good option for you, because in this price range, we're at the lower end of what you can buy on South Hill. So your expectations have to be in line with that. So they're going to be smaller, they're going to be older, they're probably not going to be perfectly updated and new. They might need a little bit of work. They're not going to have great parking solutions. There's going to be street parking. There might be some stairs in and out of the house or into the condo. So those are some of the trade-offs for that $700,000 budget. Now, if you're someone that values walkability and values bay views and values a highly residential neighborhood, again, these are things that the neighborhood bring in terms of value to someone in this price range. So behind me is a perfect example of what $700,000 will get you here in South Hill. Now, this is one of my listings. We sold it a couple months ago, and it was built in 1977. And like I said before, the parking is not premium, but it did have a carport, which is pretty nice. Now, it had incredible Bellingham Bay views, but the kitchen was dated, original from 1977, as well as the 2 bathrooms. Now, it was a 2-bedroom unit, but it had beautiful hardwood floors. So no updating, beautiful views, older building, and carport parking. Great example of South Hill $700,000 price range. If you're in that $1 million budget, then most likely you're going to be looking for the lower side of South Hill. The lower you go on the hill, the smaller the lots are, the smaller the houses. And as you go up the hill, the bigger houses, bigger lots. But if you are looking for single family detached, this is a great option in that $1 million price range. The houses are smaller, the lots are smaller, and they're more than likely updated to some degree. Because once you get into this price range, the value is more than just the location of being in South Hill. The actual home itself will have some additional value built into it. Like I said, updates or better views or a deck. or maybe enclosed parking or a garage. So if your price range is right around $1 million, then these homes are going to be the place you want to look. Let's talk about the $1 million price range now here on South Hill. And behind me are some great examples of some $1 million listings. They're right here on 12th Street. So we're at the bottom of South Hill, or towards the bottom, a little bit closer to the main arterial. So you are going to get a little road noise right here. Now, South Hill again, at the top are the bigger houses with the bigger lots. Here towards the bottom are the smaller homes and the smaller lots. And the one over my shoulder, the yellow one, that was actually built in 1910, but underwent a full remodel and renovation in 2018. It is a 3-bedroom, 1 3/4 bath, 1,600 square foot house, sold for $1 million about a year ago. And it has like a carport down below off the alley, but really street parking is what you're going to see on most of these homes down in this area in this price range. And again, you get the walkability to Fairhaven, you get the walkability to Bellingham, down to Boulevard Park. But it is going to be an older home. Not necessarily can you count on all of the homes in this $1 million price range to be fully renovated and updated, but they're going to have some type of updating in it to be able to command that price. These are actually great alternatives to condos. If maybe you're looking at condos in this price range, but you don't want the HOA dues, or maybe you do want a backyard or a larger deck, the single family detached home is good for that. Now, these views are very good, but they're not as good as some of the views up higher on the hill. Also, some of the condos down on the waterfront, the larger condos, the newer ones that are right there on Bellingham Bay, those will sell for like $1.5 million plus. But this price range, the $1 million price range, this is what you can expect. A little bit of a yard, older house that's been updated, some decent views. And again, the location has a ton of value, but I think what happens in the $1 million price range compared to 700,000 is 700,000, the value there has a lot to do with the location that you're in South Hill. The $1 million gets you the location, but it also gets you a better house than the $700,000 range. In the $1.3 million range here on South Hill, there are some things that you should expect if that's your budget. The first thing I wanted to bring to your attention is that on South Hill, there are houses built on the hillside, the uphill side of the street, and then the downhill side of the street. And to me, the houses on the downhill side are more desirable because on that downhill side, then the back side of the house is facing Bellingham Bay, and you can have a large deck, basically off like the kitchen, dining, living room area, you've got that nice deck. Whereas if you're on the uphill side, the front of the house is facing Bellingham Bay, and to have a deck out in front of your house just isn't quite the same. It doesn't create the privacy, and it kind of messes with the architectural beauty of the home. And so right over my shoulder is a beautiful Craftsman built in the 1930s, sold for $1.3 million. It's been fully renovated, and that actually has a garage, a drive-in garage down below that you access from the alley. And it's got this beautiful open deck looking over Bellingham Bay. So in that price range, when you get into this $1.3 million range, you can start to get a little more picky about the product that you're purchasing. Again, the views are why people are here, and anything the home can do to open up that view and accentuate that view, and the more rooms that you can have a view of Bellingham Bay, more valuable the home is. So great example of the $1.3 million price range here on South Hill. So in that $1.3 million price range, who are these homes for? So if you're someone that is looking for luxury, you definitely want an updated home, you want more square footage, and you want better quality views, and you want a bigger deck and better parking scenario, then that's the right price range for someone that looks for those kind of amenities in a home. All right, we've looked at the South Hill neighborhood in the $700,000, $1 million, and $1.3 million price range. And this video has been all about budget and expectations. And if you'd like to take a deeper dive into South Hill, all things South Hill, parks, trails, schools, walkability, I do have a couple other videos for you to check out here on the channel. One is a map video and the other one is a community tour. So check those out if you want to learn more about South Hill. The question isn't, can you afford South Hill? The question is, what version of South Hill is in your budget? So if you're ready to buy right now, or if you're 6 months or a year out, let's start that conversation right now. If you're thinking about moving to Bellingham and you're trying to figure out if the South Hill neighborhood is the right one for you, or if another neighborhood is the right one, feel free to reach out to me. You can call, text, or email me anytime, and I can go over the specifics of what you're looking for and help you find that right neighborhood. If the South Hill neighborhood doesn't feel quite right to you and you'd like to check out other neighborhoods, I've got more videos coming on Edgemoor, Columbia, Alabama Hill, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss one.